Good morning. I would like to call the special meeting of the Board of Estimate and Apportionment to order. Madam Davis, would you please call the roll?
Mayor Spencer,
Present.
Comptroller Behringer,
Present.
President Green,
Present.
all are present.
Thank you, Ms. Davis. We have two items on the agenda for today. I'd like to take them up separately, given that we might have discussion about them separately. Item number one is a request from the Comptroller's Office for approval of contracts and leases for various city departments as listed on Exhibit A. I'll take a motion on the approval of item number one.
May I say, Mayor, may I say something first?
Oh, sure. Oh, yes, of course. Donna, did you want to handle this other issue first?
Well, before we approve number one, I know I had verbally said on our last meeting that we needed to consider risk assessment when we are granting any taxpayer federal or state money or city money. And so I had sent you all, and I apologize, you would have just received it, a formal written letter explaining why we need to do risk assessments. It's very important because it's part of when we are audited, it is looked at, and it's something that we should be following. So once I receive the actual risk assessment that we're working on, we have it in draft form, we're taking it through the legal department, then I will give you the official document for you all to review so we can discuss it further. But I just want to let everyone know that when we vote on all these contracts in E&A, that's allowing it to come further, and it still has to come to the Comptroller's Office. So this is something that will be needed to be done on anything moving forward that we approve of. And if anyone has any questions about that, please let me know, but I will get you all the information in writing. We will review it, and then you will move forward knowing that the City of St. Louis will now have an assessment on any funds that are spent.
Comptroller Behringer, I really appreciate you taking this comprehensive approach, instituting a comprehensive risk assessment for every agency, subrecipient, and entity who has is being considered to receive a funding from the City of St. Louis. Having that consistency across departments, I think, will really be very, very helpful. I'm just getting this letter, as you pointed out, so forgive me as I'm kind of reading through it, but I really appreciate the comprehensive and thorough approach here on behalf of the citizens of St. Louis from your office.
Thank you.
President Green, did you have a comment?
Not at this time. I'm reading over the letter too. So I look forward to connecting on this in the future when we had a little bit more time to digest it.
Again, I apologize. I just want to make sure I put it in writing. So you would see that it's why we're doing it, as in because it's really required.
Excellent. Comptroller Behringer, do you have an estimated timeline? I don't mean to put you on the spot, but as we're talking about this in a public hearing, I'm sure the public would appreciate having some idea of when we have a resolution on this that we can share with them.
The goal is to have it done by mid next week. We actually have a draft, but we have to have legal review it, and then I'll give you all a copy after legal reviews it, and the goal would be that it would be next Wednesday.
Excellent. Okay, that's great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
President Green, did you have another point of order before we get into our two items of business here this morning?
No.
Okay. Okay, so back to item number one, the request for the Comptroller's Office for approval of contracts and leases for various city departments as listed on Exhibit A. I'll take a motion on item number one.
I make a motion that we adopt amendment number one as presented.
Second.
Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Mayor Spencer,
Aye.
Comptroller Behringer,
Aye.
President Green,
Aye.
all are in favor.
Thank you. Okay, item number two, and I want to first say, President Green, thank you, and Comptroller Behringer for calling the special hearing, making sure that we have some availability here as we work to get the funding from the RAMS interest funds out into the public as quickly as possible. Item number 2 is related to that, and I'll go through the recommendations here. This is a request from the mayor for approval of Board Bill 31, Section 2, subsection 4.3. Page 6, lines 20 through 22 outlines the process through which the $30 million of RAMS aid dollars may be deployed. I recommend to the Board of Estimate and Apportionment the following specific awards or amounts from the Tornado Relief and Recovery Fund for emergency contracts to specific recipients, contractors, or vendors pursuant to applicable City of St. Louis emergency procurement processes. Recommendation number 1, I recommend $10 million for the Mayor's Office, Department 120, to develop and issue any necessary contracts using funds from the Tornado Relief Fund to provide community services. Recommendation 2, I recommend $2 million for the Mayor's Office, Department 120, to develop and issue any necessary contracts using funds from the Tornado Relief Recovery Fund to support resource hub operations. Recommendation number 3, I recommend $5 million for the Community Development Administration, Department 142, to develop and issue any necessary contracts using funds from the Tornado Relief and Recovery Fund to support home repair. Recommendation number 4, I recommend $1 million for the Department of Health, Department 700, to develop and issue any necessary contracts in compliance with Board Bill 31, and using funds from the Tornado Relief and Recovery Fund to support community cooling and water hydration efforts. Do we have any discussion on item number 2?
I will just say that I received from Casey, I think yesterday evening, just a kind of a greater detail of each of these areas. And I think that this is a really good start for where we need to go. I think, as we said from the beginning, that we know that we're going to probably be doing a lot of these over the next months, weeks, years. But I think that, this is a really positive step forward in being able to get resources out to the community in an expedited manner. And just for, folks at home who may be watching, being able to do this through emergency contracts is what will allow this money to get to the community faster. And I do think that that is the appropriate way to be expending these funds, and it gets some very critical humanitarian aid out to our community really quickly. And I think especially those case management services that are a part of this are very, very needed to make sure that folks in our community are getting access to every single line of funding that they are eligible for, and helping to walk them through processes, because we know, a lot of folks have applied to FEMA, they get denied the first time because maybe their insurance didn't come through or whatever. And so being able to do that, I think, is really important, as with the legal services, as we just continue to hear from folks on the ground that whether it's working with an unresponsive landlord or an insurance company, that a lot of folks are getting stuck in the legalese of things, and that can make it harder to respond in an expedited manner. So I think I'm really glad that we are here today and moving this forward. A little over 2 months past the tornado, and I'm looking forward to these funds getting quickly deployed out into the community. And just want to thank Mayor Spencer and Comptroller Behringer for working on this quickly, so that we can get this done and continue to move the ball down the court. So thank you so much.
Thank you, President Green. I want to give a shout out. I see Julian Nix of the recovery office is here. Just an enormous lift on his end and his team to put this together. Casey Milberg, as you pointed out, has been instrumental in getting some of the legal components of how we get these contracts done and some of that information to your office, President Green. I know in times like this, as we're moving quickly and moving through emergency contracts, while they can move more quickly, they often, they're not, they don't have as much transparency on the front end. So it's really critical that we are aligned in what we're doing with this, that we're sharing information as we move through this, and that we're all and remain committed to sharing where these funds went at the end of the day with our citizens in a transparent manner. And that commitment across the board is I think, something we all share. I'm really grateful for it. And so with that, I will take a motion on item number 2.
I move that we adopt amendment number 2 as written.
Second,
It's an item.
second,
Or
Okay.
item number, sorry, not amendment, item number 2 as presented.
Thank you, Madam President. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Mayor Spencer,
Aye.
Comptroller Barringer,
aye.
President Green,
Aye.
all are in favor.
Thank you, Madam Madam Clerk. Did you get us through this? Okay. With that, do we have any other items we'd like to discuss? Okay, well, hearing that, we have made it through all items of discussion here today. Thank you. And this concludes our special meeting of the Board of Estimate and Apportionment.